Good evening, world. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Delaney. And today I have a guest named Coach Brandon Kinard from California. He's going to be with us today, and I'm going to be interviewing him about his coaching life. So let's give it up for Coach Brandon Kinard. We'll wait for him in a few minutes.
You may have to tell them.
Let me plug in my headphones and see.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
You can hear me?
Yes.
There we go. All right.
Okay.
Okay,
First,
good.
so how are you today?
So how you doing?
I'm doing good.
I'm doing pretty good.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Sorry about the little interruption at first.
No problem. It's part of the process.
Yep.
I'm glad we could get it done though.
First, I would like to say is thank you for giving me the time to interview you.
No problem.
Okay. So first, I would like to ask, have you always wanted to be a basketball coach?
No, well, when I was younger, when I was like 13, I used to play video games and I used to enjoy playing the little franchise mode where I would build teams and do stuff like that. And I kind of thought about coaching, but I never really thought of it as something I would actually do. But then, I mean, as life progressed, doors opened up and it just kind of happened that way. And once I did it, it felt so natural that I've stuck with it.
Oh, okay. My brother loves video games too.
Oh yeah, I love video games, definitely, even still as an adult.
Oh, it's okay. Next question is, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I'm married. I have 2 children. My passion is teaching, and the avenue that I teach mostly, I use that as an avenue to connect with people and teach them things and just find that common ground to be able to just impact their lives.
Oh, okay, I see.
Honestly, and that for me is simple. And then for hobbies, I love music. I love dancing to music. I'm kind of shy naturally, so I only dance in private. Nobody really sees me dance, but I love to dance. I love spending time with my family. Yeah, that's basically it.
Oh, okay, that's good. I love to dance also. Okay, I'm sorry about the jet sounds. Okay, next question is, where did you go to school?
No, that's always an interesting question for me because most people assume once they find out I'm a college coach, they assume that I went to school, got a degree because majority of the time that's mandatory. And actually, I didn't. For a lot of different reasons, my upbringing was shaky. I switched schools every year up until high school, so academically, I didn't struggle because the classes were too hard. I just struggled because of a lack of structure. And then that followed me into once I graduated high school, I just didn't have the desire to go to school. I didn't understand why. And so I bounced in and out of community college, but I was one of those guys that once I got my financial aid check, then I wasn't interested anymore. So it just ironically, I then went on to become a college coach to help kids get to school because I do now understand the importance of it. And I'm currently taking classes at Chaffey College. And yeah, I mean, I've been out of high school since 2006 and I'm still in junior college, but I mean, it's a journey that I'm currently on right now. So I'm enjoying it.
That's amazing. So where you trying to get your degree in? You're in junior college.
I'm not exactly sure right now because I've bounced around. I enjoy sociology a lot, just understanding why people are the way they are. relative to the way society makes certain people certain ways. I enjoy psychology as well, but I'm a basketball coach, so I'm kind of like I need to learn kinesiology, but I'm more interested in the sociology. So I'm right now I'm just doing general studies, and just trying to see where God leads me, because I'm not really sure what path I'm gonna end up on.
Oh, okay. I took psychology in college. That was my minor, and they got sports psychology as a major in college. And you say you like
Okay,
sports too.
there we go. See, that might be it right there.
Okay, and based on your resume, you used to been a female basketball coach too.
Yes.
Tell me, how is coaching the males different from coaching the females?
I would say the females are they're, I don't want to say easier to coach because they each present different challenges, but I will say they're more open to be coached. They're more open to correction. They with males, you kind of have to earn the right to coach them. Like you have to show them that you know what you're talking about, or if it's me demonstrating a drill, I have to show them that my fundamentals are on point before they're gonna listen to me. And if you out there look crazy doing the drills, then they're not gonna listen to you. Whereas the female side, I from what I felt is they gave me the respect right away, and they were coachable, and there was less ego on that side. So I personally enjoy both. I mean, they present, it's a different experience and they present different challenges, but basketball is basketball to me. I don't like how a lot of people talk bad about female basketball because I love it. It's the same game, but it's a different game because they play it different, and their fundamentals a lot of times are actually better because they may not have the same athleticism that men usually rely on.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, because males they tend to be like show more skills, like show more tricks than females.
Yeah.
Okay. So from what I see, also you first start off volunteering to be a coach, then you work your way up to college basketball coach. How did you work
Yes.
that?
Well, it started with my wife was actually, she worked for the city. She was coaching well, she wasn't coaching yet. She got asked to coach a team, which was, I believe they were like 7 or 8. And she didn't know anything about basketball. She just knew from coming to my games, she would see me play like in little adult leagues, nothing too serious. So, and that was kind of the extent of her knowledge. So she asked me to help her. So I agreed. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll try it. I mean, I hadn't coached before, but I knew the game, and so I did that, and then I loved it. Like I just loved everything about it. And then through that, I got another opportunity to coach at Kaiser High School through a friend of mine who she got a job, and she reached out, and where I got that job, and I stayed there for 3 seasons. Leave, and then somebody reached out to me to coach college. I mean, it wasn't even, I didn't even go into the situation trying to coach college. I was actually there just for a tryout. Like I went to a tryout here and there. I wasn't really trying out. I just wanted to play. So I went to the tryout just to, see what would happen. And then I met a coach there. And then that same coach, when another tryout came, reached out to me like, hey, would you be interested in coming today? I'm like, yeah, sure. What time? Yeah. So I came, and then he came at me with like, hey, would you like to coach? Would you like to coach? I'm like, what? Like, coach? What you mean? So I mean, through conversation with him and meeting the head coach, it made sense, and it was something that I knew would help my resume, and I would learn a lot. And so I just did it. I mean, it was just another example of God opening up doors I'm not qualified for, because like I said, having a degree is pretty much mandatory to being a college coach normally, but God just opened up a door, and then I ran through it. And I actually was really good at it. So that's glory to God on that one.
Yeah, praise the Lord. What is your personal philosophy of coaching?
No excuses. I think that's my biggest thing is no excuses. And you can't always control what happens to you. You can't always control what happens on the court. Some things you can control, but a lot of things you can't. And what I like to preach is, okay, now what? This happened, this situation happened that you didn't want to happen, but now what are you going to do about it? How are you going to respond to it? Are you going to go hang your head and pout? Or are you going to make excuses? Or are you going to find a way to be successful? Are you going to figure it out? I mean, that's a life lesson for me. Like in life, you can't always control everything. You can control certain things, but there's going to be situations that happen that are undesirable. And then it's like, okay, what do I do with the cards that I'm dealt right now? Do I say, woe is me, or do I make the best of the situation and then be a leader in that situation? So, I mean, I try to just, that's my coaching philosophy, but really coaching is just the avenue I use to reach young men and young women. So that's my life philosophy, honestly.
Wow, that's amazing. Very impressive. Great job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, and also you are a college basketball coach. How is coaching college students different from coaching high school students?
I'm actually not currently coaching college anymore. I stepped into the position as only the sports information director at Life Pacific. But when I was coaching college, I would say kind of the same difference of the difference between female and men's is the difference between college and high school. At the high school level, it's a lot easier to reach those guys than it is the college guys. You really have to prove yourself at the college level. You, especially being a younger coach, they want to see like, okay, can you do it? Like you telling me to do it, but can you do it? So, you know, that's something that I noticed was a difference. But I like that because I mean, it presented a challenge for me and made me step my game up. It made me study more. It made me make sure that I knew what I was talking about. Because if I know if I say something crazy and then it don't line up, I just lost some of their respect. So I have to make sure that I'm always on point. I'm always scouting the opponent we're about to play. So then when they come ask me a question, I know the answer. And if I don't know the answer, I'm not just going to say something random. I'm going to, oh, you know what? I don't know that, but I'm going to find out for you. And then I go get the information for them. So I enjoy both, but I did enjoy coaching the higher level more just because of the film that goes into it, the extra training that goes into it. It's just another level of detail. And I love detail. That's my thing, is attention to detail.
Oh, I feel you. Yeah, I love having extra detail too, you know, learn a little more. I love to learn more too.
Right, right.
Okay. And also I see that not only you are a coach, you are a trainer, a video coordinator, a mentor, and a sports information director. How do you balance all four of those jobs?
I have an amazing wife. That's how. My wife does an amazing job supporting everything that I'm doing at home because without her support, there's no way I could do that because we didn't even talk about the kids, you know, all of those jobs and then taking care of the kids, that can be a lot. But my wife takes on the primary duties of doing that at home, and that helps me a ton, especially during the pandemic where I had to work from home. So now I'm working from home and the kids are there, but she has them for the most part so that I can get my job done and just be able to manage my time. But I'm not gonna lie to you, it's difficult. It is definitely a challenge, you know, juggling all those things. And ideally, I would like to be able to focus more in one direction. But I mean, just right now in this point in my life, God has me in a lot of different spots, but I'm being impactful in each of those spots. So I'm kind of just waiting to see when is it time to go in one direction? When is a door going to open up that is, you know, one focus? That is my ideal scenario. I just haven't found it yet.
Amen to that. See, God is giving you all these blessings.
Yeah, amen.
That's
For
right.
sure.
Were you able to apply those skills from those jobs to your coaching job? If so, how?
Definitely. Breaking down as the video coordinator for Handle Life and being the lead trainer over there, breaking down film of NBA guys and then finding what they're not good at and what do they need to work at, and then creating workouts and then actually executing those workouts prepare me on a whole nother level for college. Like, honestly, the college stuff was easy because I'm doing NBA All-Stars. I'm doing, like, these are really, really good players that I'm working on their stuff. So then the college stuff is easy. And then what else did I? Yeah, I mean, just getting better at managing my time and being a mentor. I learned all those things in my other jobs, but I think the biggest one was definitely the Handle Life stuff. That helped prepare me on a whole nother level.
That is amazing, I see. Okay. What do you love most about being a coach?
I love the responsibility of being a mentor. And I say responsibility because it's a big deal. And you don't really realize that until you get into it, how big of a deal it is, and how I have players that have graduated from college. They're no longer with me anymore, but they hit me up about marriage stuff. They hit me up about having, like, some of them have had kids that are not married, and they're like having issues with the mothers of their children, and they're hitting me up about that type of stuff. And that would not have happened if not for coaching. And I love basketball. Basketball is amazing. I really genuinely love it, but it's not life. Like, there's a bigger aspect to it. And basketball, I always say this, basketball is just the avenue that I use to reach these young men and young women. So I love that responsibility because it also holds me accountable. Because if I'm telling them not to live this way, I can't be out living that way. Because right back to the same example I gave about the basketball, if I demonstrate bad fundamentals, they're not going to listen to me. If I demonstrate bad life fundamentals, they're not going to listen to me. So I have to not only speak it, but more importantly, I have to live it. So I love that relationship between myself and my players, that they hold me accountable, I hold them accountable. Like, it's a nice little blend, and I love it personally. And I honestly don't think I'm ever going to want to stop.
Wow, I believe you. Keep going. And it's amazing that guys are still hitting you up for, like, some other advice. I love that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I'll try to hit you up one day for some advice too.
Yeah, definitely. Do it. Seriously.
All right. Okay. What is your least favorite thing about being a coach?
Oh my goodness. It is very, very, very difficult when being a coach on the sideline and having no control over the players on the court. I mean, you have control because you can speak and you say things, but you can't force someone to listen to you. So it's like you can't control things. Like, if you see somebody is wide open in the weak side corner, just because I see it doesn't mean the pass is going to go there. I just have to hope that out of the reps that we've put in, the film study we've done, me screaming on the sideline is going to get you to see that shooter wide open in the weak side corner. But then what happens when you throw up a 30-foot three-pointer instead?
Ooh.
That is it's the most frustrating thing in the world when the players when the players make the game hard, because basketball is so simple. Just like life. Again, life is simple. You do what you're supposed to do, and you most of the time get the results that you desire. Sometimes you don't, but then you still have a choice to make a better decision. So yeah, that's frustrating, man. Not that lack of control. Like, when you're on the court, I'm a point guard, so I have the ball. I'm controlling everything. I'm setting up. I love setting up my teammates. But as a coach, you can't do that. You don't have a ball. All you have is your voice and all the reps you put in. So yeah, that lack of control is tough.
Okay. Yep. The point guard's, the leader of the team.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Were you looking forward to partnering with Cooper International Academy, or was it just an open opportunity for you?
I think it's a little bit of both. I didn't fully know what Cooper International was, but I do remember I was working with a nonprofit years ago, like maybe 6 years ago or so, maybe longer. And I went to the Black College Expo because we were talking to students there, just talking to them about our nonprofit. And I saw the Cooper Academy go there. I'm not sure what division of it. I just know it was Coach Cooper, and he was doing some things. I didn't know the details, but I saw him there, and I was curious. But I didn't go talk to him. I just was like, I don't know. I just felt like I wanted to know, but for whatever reason, I didn't. I didn't go approach him or anything. And then years later, I ended up getting two Cooper players, Andre Allen and Brian Hilliard from Cooper. And I enjoyed coaching both of them. Andre, I knew back when he was in high school, but and I just was hearing good things about Coach Cooper often. Just everywhere I would go, a lot of people know him and would say good things about him. But again, I never reached out. It just was like I was filing it in my brain, like, okay, that's somebody that I may want to work with one day. And then I always reference it back to God, because God governs my life. I submit everything to him. So God opened up a door again, him opening up doors to where he brought me and Coach Cooper together through Coach Michelle. And then we had a conversation. I could tell we were like-minded, and then we've had more conversations. We've been doing workouts together, and I'm beyond excited to see what the future holds. Like, I can just tell that this is where I'm supposed to be right now. I was looking for a mentor, essentially. I actually haven't even talked to Coach Cooper about that. I'm not saying that he will be my mentor, but that is something I was looking for. Somebody I could say, hey, you know what, one day I would like to be like him. Not be him, but be like him. So I don't know. So that's where I'm just excited. Whatever, however God takes this, I'm all for it.
All right, good job.
Thank you.
How was the decision process with deciding to partner with Cooper International Academy? Was the decision process hard or easy?
Honestly, it was easy just because of those like-minded conversations. We're talking about Bible study. We're talking about intentional mentorship with them. We're talking about caring about the kids beyond basketball. We're talking about life stuff. Everything I believe in, we're talking about it just naturally. It wasn't like it was forced to where he's trying to sell it. No, it was from his heart, and that's where I come from too. So no, it was not hard at all, honestly. I was led to do so. I went home, talked to my wife about it, and she's like, that's exactly what you've been looking for. And she could see the passion in my eyes. And yeah, it was pretty easy, honestly.
Okay, I love that. Easy.
Yeah, for sure.
What's your favorite thing about Cooper International Academy?
I haven't been able to get fully into it yet because most of the stuff we've been doing has been with younger kids. But I have worked with the Cooper International players, I think twice. And I enjoyed their spirit, like their work ethic. They had no idea who I was, but they allowed me to come in and coach them, and they worked hard, and they had so much potential. Like, they don't even realize how much potential they have. Each and every one of them in their own way has so much potential to be great. And just me having the potential to bring that out of them, like that, I love that. So I'm looking forward to it for sure.
All right. And also, since you are not only a coach, you're a sports informational director, what is the hardest part about being a sports informational director?
Being a sports information director is tough, especially me because I don't have an assistant. It's me running the entire department. because that's usually how it works at small college. They don't, the budget is limited, so a lot of times you have to wear multiple hats, so you do a lot of different things. Like for me, my first year there, I was coaching, sports information director, and I was game management, so I was doing everything. So but now being just sports, it's difficult because there's a lot of roles within the job, whether it be the marketing or inputting the live stats, writing articles, creating graphics, communicating between institutions to make sure that the schedules are in line, make sure that we have refs, make sure there's so many things behind the scenes that nobody really even knows about because it just gets done. Like these things get done, and I don't go around telling people like, hey, look what I did today. Like nobody even knows all the things that are necessary for athletics to happen. So yeah, it's difficult to juggle all that. And then the schedule is difficult as well. I have freedom with my schedule, but with that, at any moment I could get an email where it's time to activate. Like right now, while we're on this call, I could get an important email and it's like, oh man, I got to get on that not right away. I mean, sometimes right away, but let's pray that doesn't happen right now. But yeah, just the unpredictability of it can be tough as well.
Okay. So was there a point in your life that you felt like you wanted to like give up on sports informational director, being a coach or trainer or mentor?
There's been a lot of times I want to give up on sports information director because it's not something I really enjoy doing, but it's providing for my family right now. And it's a job where I'm serving the student athletes with my work, allowing them to compete. I prefer to be in the competition with them. That's, coaching them and all that stuff, but that's not where I am right now. And so I'm just being obedient to that. So yes, there's tons of times when I wanted to quit, but that's not in my nature to quit. I'm just waiting until it is time to transition. Quit coaching, no, that's never been something I want to stop doing, just because of the impact, the life impact. Yes, it's hard, especially small college coaching is unbelievably difficult. But no, I don't think I'll ever quit that. I'll be 80 years old still involved with coaching or training or some type of something.
Oh, so you still got, strong mind in your 80s, huh?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, we don't ever want to quit.
No, that's not what we do.
Okay, now let's get to some of the fun questions. What is your basketball team?
Favorite basketball team is the Lakers all day.
Yeah,
no
Lakers all day.
It.
That's right.
I grew up in LA. I mean, I moved around a lot, but LA, I claim LA the most, and so Lakers, no doubt.
Okay. Which basketball player would you like to play against? He can be retired also.
Play against, like in one-on-one? Ooh, that's tough. Well, LeBron is my favorite player, but I don't have any desire to play LeBron one-on-one with him being 6'9",
Yeah, no one can beat LeBron.
That wouldn't even be a good matchup. But I was blessed to be able to work with Chris Paul through Handle Life this past summer, or not this past summer, the summer before COVID. And he's always been one of my favorite point guards because I love the way he approaches the game. And I would love to be able to compete with him. I wasn't able to compete with him. I was just able to guard him in simulated drills and do the video stuff and all that type of stuff. But we didn't get to really compete. And I think that would be fun to really compete with him.
Oh, that's great. I feel you. Yeah, no one can beat LeBron. He is way too good.
Yeah, that's a big dude.
That's right. And what is your favorite basketball sneaker? The Kobe's, the Hayanen, Rants?
Honestly, I've never been a big shoe person. Just because they cost too much for me, and I knew I was going to tear them up. So it was like, I'm not about to spend all that money to destroy these shoes. That was just always me. But since Kobe passed, that hit me really hard.
That did too.
It hit me hard because I had begun to appreciate Kobe more after he retired, because I start to see his brain. He started to really speak more, and like his breakdowns of basketball. And I was like connecting to Kobe the person. And then an opportunity had come up where this was right before COVID. I was supposed to be going to work at I think it was the Mamba Sports Academy. With we were going to be partnering, doing stuff with them. And so I was like, man, I might be able to have an opportunity to meet Kobe, talk to him, maybe work with him, learn from him, all of this. And then he passed away.
Okay.
And so, like, hear me? Sorry, I got a phone call. He had passed away. So then that hit me hard, because I'm like, wow, like I was about to not just, oh, Kobe died, the basketball player. No, I was looking forward to meeting him and working with him and learning from him. So it's a long story short, my answer will be, now my favorite shoe is Kobe's. Anything Kobe shoes, like, man, because it means so much more now. Like, you put those on and it hits different for sure.
I feel you. Yeah, it hit me hard too when Kobe Bryant passed away. I was actually crying. Don't judge me.
Yeah, no, honestly, me too. I went and sat down, and then I just was sitting there thinking and start crying, like not like crazy heavy tears, but like tears enough to where it hurt. Like it actually hurt. Like I knew him. It was crazy.
Okay. Now, name 2 words to describe yourself generally.
Passionate, for sure. And determined.
That's right. We always got to be determined and be passionate for everything.
Yep.
Okay. And also one more fun question. What is your favorite basketball movie?
I gotta go. I'm gonna go with Love and Basketball.
Love
I
it
really,
too.
really like Love and Basketball.
Love that movie too.
Yeah. Yeah, it has a good story, and it's just, I don't know, I love that movie, and my wife loves it. We watch it together, and she knows all the lines. She quotes every single part. So yeah, that's my movie right there.
Okay, I feel you. And here we go. Who would you like to thank for this coaching journey?
I'm sorry, you broke up a little bit. What did you say?
Who would you like to thank for this coaching journey? Like, thank you to.
I have to thank Bree Williams. She gave me my first real coaching job at Kaiser. That I didn't have coaching experience. She just trusted me to come in and do that. I definitely would have to thank the coaches at Life Pacific, because they welcomed me on, and I didn't have the experience. And then also Johnny Steffine with Handle Life. He brought me on, and for him to trust me with his NBA clients is a big deal. Again, a guy I had experience, but not that type of experience. To trust me to put NBA guys through drills, to trust me to do all that stuff. Like, imagine I mess up, like that looks really bad when it's an NBA client. So yeah, that definitely those 3 situations. I'm very thankful to those people, because they trusted me, and I did my best to never disappoint them.
Amen to that. Really proud. And also, so good luck to your coaching career. Again,
Thank you.
Coach Brandon Kinard, thank you for allowing me to interview you.
Thank you for doing this. I had fun. I really enjoyed it.
No problem. Me too.
All right.
So have a great
Talk to you later.
day. You too.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.